I'm Heather Crumpton. I did my literature review on test scores for the state of Alabama 2013 National Report Card. It compared reading scores and math scores for 4th grade in the state of Alabama. My classmates did several articles on project-based learning, so I compared the two and used the two to compare how students of today are learning different from how students did back 10, 20, 30 years ago, and how project-based learning could help drive our test scores up. Okay, there are 3 types of learning styles. You have the auditory learner, the student that's going to learn by what they hear from lecture in the classroom, from videos that they watch, which is going to tie into a visual learner, watching videos, things that they see, looking at pictures, looking at text clues, and a kinesthetic learner, somebody that's going to learn from hands-on. I believe that project-based learning is more visual and kinesthetic because it allows the students to work together, hands-on, looking at things, investigating things, and then reporting things back as a group. You have your pros and cons of project-based learning. It allows the students to collaborate. They work in a group of their peers. They're more likely to discover and step out of their comfort zone more with their peers than they would an adult. Students work at their own pace. It's not timed. It's not, okay, we've got to go from this subject to this subject to this subject. They get to investigate and work as they go, and it's hands-on. They get to do all the work themselves, and they get to go at their own rate and dig into what they are researching. But the cons are you always have students in your classroom that are not going to stay on task. So they need to be put with people who are in a group that can keep them on task, that are more independent, that work well with others and are patient. You have some that are not going to get along. That's just the way things go. So you've got to make sure that you have the same personalities together in a group, and then the teacher does not lead the discussion. So you've got to have children at different levels or on different levels who are going to be able to stay and talk about things that they are discussing. And then you have the teacher's role. The teacher has to first establish the rules. The teacher has to set the guidelines and the expectations of what's going to happen from point A to point B, what's expected, explain the goals in detail. Never expect your students to do something that they have no idea where they're going. Model and facilitate. Teachers have to be the ones that guide their students. Don't just expect a student to go in on a project-based project and know exactly where they're going to go. The teacher has got to give them explicit instruction before it begins. And then these are the references that I used for the information that was gathered from the literature reviews. Project-based learning is our classroom today. It is taking over paper and pencil and lecture, the teacher standing in front of the classroom. Everything's moving more towards technology, hands-on, STEM. In the state of Alabama, we have AMSI, math and science, which is a lot of hands-on activity. So I believe that these things are going to help our test scores the more our children are exposed to doing more than just sitting in a classroom and listen to a teacher talk, and get the idea of Charlie Brown's teacher standing in front of everyone. So this is my literature review doing test scores and project-based learning. Thank you.